are you doing? How do you usually respond? For most people, the automatic response is good, great, or just fine. But is that really how we feel? Sometimes I'm fine is the quickest way to say, I don't want to talk about it. I present to you Drowning Fish by Rudy Francisco. During the winter of 2015, the residents of Hampton Bay, Long Island, woke up to what they say was the worst smell that they had ever experienced. Mysteriously, overnight, 1,000 fish had died in the canal. After thorough analysis, they found that the oxygen levels in the water were too low, and all the fish had drowned. Upon hearing the news, many had questions like, how does a fish drown? Don't they have gills? Don't they have a fin and a tail? They said things like, aren't they built to survive in that environment? Perhaps this is the best analogy for my depression. When people ask how I'm doing, I want to say my depression is an angry deity, a jealous god, a thirsty shadow that wrings my joy like a dish rag and makes juice out of my smile. It turns every conversation into a conveyor belt that always begins with the phrase, you look tired today. I want to say getting out of bed has become a magic trick and I'm probably the worst magician I know. I want to say this sadness is the only clean shirt I have left and my washing machine has been broken for months. When people ask me how I'm doing, I want to say my daughter is 4 years old and I'm still not sure if I'm a good mother. I want to say that my dad has been diagnosed with dementia. There might be a day when I walk into the room and he doesn't even recognize me. And I've always wanted us to start all over, but I guess you have to be careful about what you ask for. I guess when you pray for something, you have to be a little more specific. I want to say, crickets have been known to eat their own wings. And I, too, have a tendency to destroy what helps me get off the ground. I really want to say that I'm not in a good place right now, but that is not a polite answer. I'd rather not ruin someone's day with my tragic honesty. So instead, I treat my face like a pumpkin. I pretend it's Halloween. I carve into it something acceptable and tell others I'm fine until it sounds like the truth. But sometimes I'm fine is the quickest way to say I don't want to talk about it. Sometimes all the oxygen in the room becomes water. I feel like I'm sinking to the bottom, like I'm running out of air. But I made a promise to myself that I would not be another drowning fish, that I would not die in this canal. I heard that if you just take a deep breath and relax, the human body will naturally float to the top of the water. So I breathe and I tell myself, it's gonna be okay. I cry, but I tell myself it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Because I know that there is a better version of me somewhere in the future. She is staring at this moment right here. She is saying, thank you for not giving up on us. A few days ago, I was reading and I saw a run-on sentence and thought, you know, it could have just ended right there. But it found a reason to keep going. I smile and I say, thank you.